Hey folks, welcome to this lockpicking video. It's my first one after about 8 months or so. Sorry for that. In the meantime, a lot of things happened. One of which was that I entered a lockpicking competition, and I think I did a good job, and I actually won something. I won some Peterson picks and a Peterson pick case, and to be honest, winning is not the right term to use here, because there was this guy called Antonio who just decided to buy a lot of stuff himself from his own money and just give it to the 3 best competitors. So I made the first place, so I got a lot of cool stuff. Thanks for that. Thanks for the Peterson picks actually. I surely have use for them, especially the thin ones like this standard hook. I can very well use this in narrow keyways, but for now, for the things lying in front of us, which actually is a Mul-T-Lock. And the reason why I decided to pick this Mul-T-Lock now is because I've seen the video from Tumblr, which is a great lockpicker having his own channel, and he also picks some very high security locks like the FR3KS, and he did a video, I think it was yesterday, about the exact same Mul-T-Lock interactive. And I had this lock lying around here for I think months and did not try to pick it at all. And after seeing his video, I thought, well, it doesn't look too hard, so I decided to give it a shot, and I actually managed to pick it within 20 minutes of the first try. So I decided to just give it a shot and do a video. Now, the reason why this Mul-T-Lock is called interactive is because of this interactive element here. Let's just get a little bit closer to the camera. You see here this stainless steel insert surrounded by some black ring, and the stainless steel insert here. These two are actually the same, it's just that the key is reversible, so this element will always be here. At one straight line with the other pins. And what it actually does is that there on the bottom of the lock is some ball bearing, and what it does, it sticks a little bit into the keyway and it presses this little steel insert up. And it can do this because this little steel insert is not fixed, but it can actually move a little bit. Now what this does is that this will create another shear line, so to say, not shear line, but bidding on top of that key blank. So the right way to do this actually is like this. And this also presses a pin, but you can't make this just be fixed in the key blank. You have to use it. You have to use this construction, because otherwise, if this was fixed and sticking out of the key blank, you couldn't insert the key here, because then it would get stuck right here. If this stick would stick out here. And the reason they did this, or many lock producers do this, lock manufacturers, is because they want they want to stop others from making those key blanks, and that's actually just to hinder them and just to make it harder to copy those key blanks. What does it mean for picking? Well, not much. You just have to push the pin higher here, where the active element is. And it also, in my opinion, makes it a little bit easier, because you just have to pick 3, 4 normal pins, and then you have this active element here. And the pins here, if you don't know, the Mul-T-Locks have a pin-in-pin design, so this means there is a small pin surrounded by some pipe-like structure, which is called the outer pin, and you actually have here 2 biddings. The circle here is the outer bidding, and this here is the inner bidding. Now, as you can see, the active element doesn't have anything like that, so if there is a pin-in-pin here, it actually must have the same height, I guess. But that's just my assumption, because I haven't gutted this lock, and I honestly don't remember from Tumblr's video what the exact design was here, but I have to say I'm just curious, and I don't want to rewatch his video now, because I just want to give it a shot and then gut it. And as you can see, I didn't have gutted this yet, no scratch on the screws or anything like that, so hopefully I will be able to pick this on this video, and then I will be able to gut it without making too much of a mess. Okay, hold on for a second, I will just clamp this up in the vise. Okay, here we are back with the lock clamped up. Just want to show you that the key indeed works, and it does. I just can turn it more than this angle, because the tailpiece hits the vise there. And also the core is locked when the key is not inserted. For picking, I use this standard set wrench here. And if you know me, I usually pick this all locks the European way, with the pins sticking up from the bottom, but not for this lock, because I think for me it's easier to pick it the American way, with the pins hanging down. Just for this lock, don't know why, maybe because the pins are on this side, and it's also the way those Mul-T-Locks are usually installed indoors, so I think that's also fair. Anyway, let's get started. I'm using a standard flag here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way through the pin stack, trying to find some binding inner and outer pins, and trying to set them. I was here on pin 5, set something, and I will have to keep pin 2 in mind, which I'll probably have to set very high, because it's the interactive element. So now this will probably take some time. Okay. Pin 3 and 4. Okay. This looks pretty good so far. Well, this was pin 1. This was pin 2. That was pin 3, and I think it was inner pin 3. Okay. That was outer pin 1. Pin 2 is still being set. And I hit something in the back, and something resetted. So I released a little bit of tension. It's the outer pin 3 or 4 again. Okay, now got some rotation, and I think I have to set pin 1 again. And pin 2. Up, all the way up. So this should be fine. Okay. Again, releasing a little bit of tension. Not sure if pin 1's set, but I think it's something in the back. Okay. Now I've got pin 1, the inner pin, and we've got a pretty deep false set. So just hit pin 3 slightly and we've got an open. So now let's remove the lock here. And let's refocus. And as you can see here, we really got an open. Can turn this like this. My video preview just had a little glitch. I hope this is not visible in the video. But anyway, let's head straight to the next part, the gutting. Well, if you haven't noticed it, I do this video on this wooden board, and that's not just some coincidence. That's because my whole flat is currently a do-it-yourself project mess, and I can't find the tools I usually need and use, so ta-da! We are going to use this drill to open this lock, hopefully. Maybe not. I will just lock this back up. Which probably it should have. No, this looks good. No, the second one will hopefully. Yep. Remove that just as easy. Okay. There's some screw tightener here. Okay. Now cutting this might be troublesome. Using just an ordinary plug follower. This might fit. This one's too small. I think they are the same size. Yep. So I will use my key and adjust. Well, just drop that. This part probably came out from here. Don't know why it's installed here, but it's there. Okay, so now inserting the key. I will probably turn this 180 degrees and probably like so, because I don't want to make too much of a mess, which I will very likely make and create. So, okay. Pins should be now up there. Let's see if this works like this. Yep, this pretty much worked out perfectly. And I'm very curious to see what I will be able to see. So, and what we can see here is that pin 2 actually are also pin in pin, which I find quite interesting. But let's just drop those pins. Starting with pin 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, there's a little surprise here in 5, which has some nasty latch. It's torpedo shaped, and what this does is that when you overset it, it will feel like a spool or something. And I should probably focus the camera, refocus. I will show it to you here. Nasty. Now for the more interesting ones, for the drivers, which I will just drop there too, I guess, or maybe not, or just give me a second. Well, let's make this a little bit different, because I don't want to confuse the inner pins. I will just very professionally use this here. Okay, now what we've got here are serrated. Now serrated. I actually could feel the serrated pin 1 and 2, but I have no clue about the others. Okay, another serrated. Another serrated. And another serrated. So, those are all serrated pins. Let's just rearrange them in the correct order. Sorry for not having another pinning tray here, but here they are. They just look beautiful, I think. So that was the Mul-T-Lock Interactive, and I have to say it's actually not that hard to pick. And for the interactive element, I just want to show you before I finish with this video that indeed, let me just grab a hook or something. Look what we can use now. Thanks again. Our Peterson pick, that here is the interactive element sticking out into the air and pressing this pin and the inner pin here. upwards more than just a regular plank could do. And this is caused, as you can see here, by this little detent here. Don't know if you can make it like this, probably, hopefully. Let's have a look. Like this. So you can see it here. It's exactly in here. And it's not a ball bearing, but just some detent. Probably you can see it better here, which pushes this interactive element out and up there against the pin stack. Well, I think that was quite interesting, at least I hope. See you guys hopefully soon for my next video. Once again, check out Tumblr. He does great videos. Thanks for your time. Stay safe and stay legal, I guess.